राइट सो सभी चीज का एक कॉज होता है, तो बीजेपी के राइज का या फिर हिंदुत्व मूवमेंट के राइज का कॉज क्या है? व्हाट वर द कॉजेस दैट लेड टू द राइज ऑफ बीजेपी स्लैश नॉन लेफ्ट पार्टी?
But I think it's very clear. The cause lies in the worldview of the Congress. Look, you cannot live in a country which has, given birth to four major religions of the world. Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Hinduism are four major religions of the world. And then you create a polity that at a fundamental level goes about denying their existence, challenging them, and till the extent that sometimes making laws that are clearly against them, like rules in India which say Hindu temples need to be under government control.
Yeah.
Now mosques are not under government control, gurdwaras are for that matter not under government, but unique a Indian state. Then there are things like the Hindu code bill being, which I have, by the way, that is one of the things that I support, that Nehru ne apni zindagi mein ek acha kaam kiya, wo Hindu code bill laya. But the point is, it should not have been the Hindu code bill. It should have been the uniform civil code. It should have been the code bill for every Indian, right? So these small things add up when you are living in a state that actively gets to you and tries to reform you, but it leaves everybody else alone. See, in India, the war was never economic. The rise of Hindutva as an ideology was against Islamic fascism or Islamofascism or Islamism and Western imperialism, which was also laced with a touch of Christianity, whether it's Protestant or Catholic, it does not matter. The proselytization angle of it. So Hindutva was at a socio-cultural level a response to that, and at a political level, it was also a response to one more factor, which was the deeply casteist tendencies of Indian society. This is a fault of Hindus inside. So Hindutva does not fight a two-pronged war. Hindutva fights a three-pronged war. It fights a war against Islamism, fights a war against Western imperialism, and it fights a war against casteism, which people don't want to talk about. So Hindutva was a natural outcome of the flaws of Indian society, where there was an active elite class. I mean, it is no surprise. Nehru hated Hinduism. You should just read Nehru, you will understand. So a man who hated Hinduism, and imagine you're the majority in the country and your founding prime minister really hates you. So it doesn't augur well for a country. And now, I'm a disbeliever. I may not agree with a lot of Hindu claims, but the point is that you can't live in a country where you keep hating the majority faith so openly and then expect them not to push back. It's not going to happen. And then to add to that, the caste problem in India, which is vehement. Obviously, it has reduced significantly in the last 75 years. But the point is, it still exists, and it was a lot more then, which is what led to, thinkers like Savarkar or Hegdewar and multiple other thinkers who basically saw the faults in Hindu society and they started dealing with it. And when the culmination of all of that happens, there is a societal vote bank that is created, and all you needed was a political outfit to come in and just jump on top of the bandwagon and say, okay, I'm with these guys, and there you have BJP now. That's all it is. BJP identified the forces that were forming in the market, and BJP worked hard at it. RSS worked really hard at it, and the dilution of the caste factors, albeit I think it in a scale of 1 to 10, the dilution of the caste factors is not even till 5, in my opinion. We have not even reached halfway. We need to go a lot. But what the BJP did is it realized the caste realities and it changed its identity from what is classically called the Brahman Baniya party to an SC, ST, OBC and nationalist Brahmin Baniya party. That's what it did. And that's why BJP is successful. So I think this is the reason BJP has risen. There was an active anti-Hindu. And I mean, Congress should accept they are anti-Hindu. I don't know why they deny it. Because their actions are very clearly anti-Hindu.
Can you
And it's
give?
fine. I'm not saying you can't be anti-Hindu. Free speech hai. Jo karna hai karo.
Yeah, but can you give some example?
Well, Congress said, if we come back to power, the Mahila Morcha chief of the Congress said, हम ट्रिपल तलाक बिल को खारिज करके वापस ट्रिपल तलाक लगाएंगे.
Oh my God.
So they said that. Congress has said we will never bring uniform civil code because I don't know why. Apparently they like 8 crore Muslim women to suffer and a few lakh or crore Christian women. By the way, you should check the divorce laws of Christians. They're fantastic. The worst divorce laws in India right now are not Muslim divorce laws. They're Christian divorce laws. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Congress has made the biggest blunder. I don't know how many people, I don't know, you must be too young to remember. There was something called the Communal Violence Bill that was proposed by the Congress in the NDA 2, I think, times. No, sorry, UPA 2 के टाइम पे एक कम्युनल वायलेंस बिल आया था, विच वाज, मतलब उन्होंने सिर्फ इतना नहीं लिखा था कि हे हिंदू को जेल में डालना चाहिए, सिर्फ अगर उतना लिख देते थे तो ऑब्वियस हो जाता था, बट इट वाज क्वाइट क्लियर व्हाट द बिल वाज. एंड यू नो देयर हैज बीन अ हिस्ट्री. शाबानो, राइट? शाबानो का केस सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाता है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट कहती है शाबानो डिजर्व्स मेंटेनेंस. कांग्रेस गोज आउट ऑफ द वे टू गेट अ बिल पास्ड that supersedes the Supreme Court judgment. These are all anti-Hindu acts because Congress, why are these anti? You wouldn't like, they did not want to interfere in Muslim ideas. No, because the same Congress in the 1950s rammed through the Hindu Code Bill. So you cannot say they are not anti-Hindu, because if they are not anti-Hindu, they would have not done that to the Hindus too. But they want to ram every single reform. I may agree with those reforms, but the point is they do ram through things when it comes to the Hindus, but they don't do it to other communities, which makes them quintessentially anti-Hindu. That is my problem. And which is why that, I mean, which, मेरे को कई बार मेरे को हंसी आती है, मैं मेरे लिबरल दोस्त जो वेस्ट में उनसे बात करता हूँ, मैं उनको बोलता हूँ तुम्हारे हिसाब से अलग सिविल लॉज होने चाहिए क्या हर के? तो बोलते हैं तो पागल है क्या, दैट्स सच एन एंटी लिबरल सेंस. लाइक इंडिया के लिबरल तो यही बोलते हैं. इंडिया के लिबरल्स कैटेगोरिकली बोलते हैं कि सबके अलग अलग कोड्स होने चाहिए. And they're like, no, that's not possible. Then I share with them, news reports of their sources. And that's what it is. So Indian liberalism or Indian progressivism has been basically anti-majoritarianism, which is fine because I do believe majoritarianism is an issue and it should be taken care of. But the point is, if that becomes your essence, then I'm sorry, the majority will fight back. And the majority has, whether they like it or not.